You know how they say that women have less desire for sex and intercourse than men? Do you want to know why and how to address it? Hi, I am Matthew and you're becoming Orgasm Lovers. The first thing I learned about sexuality was with my first girlfriend, my first lover. I was 15, she was 17. She had more experience than me, more confidence, and I was crazy in love with her. She made me wait for several months before we actually had sexual intercourse. And right before, she looked me right into the eyes and said, "Do you really want to make love to me? Do you really want to go inside of me?" And that made me realize how important what I was about to do was for her and for me. You know, 30% of women have pain, physical pain during intercourse. That's a lot, that's extreme. And sexual organs are so fragile. So the first thing she taught me was fragility, how her internal organs were so extremely fragile. Think of the kind of blunt force that you can withstand on your testicles, or the kind of scratching that you can withstand on your glands. Just imagine that her genitals are even more fragile than that. And I thank God that I never watched porn before I had actual sex, because they handle those parts like butchers. Anyway, think that those are very, very fragile. And the statistics, physically, most women need between 20 and 45 minutes, and most of them are on the higher end of the spectrum, for their genitalia to be really ready. That means lubricated and engorged before actual penetration. So for more information about foreplay and its importance and the biology of it, there's a link in the description below for an article about it. The second lesson is the symbolic of letting someone in. Her sexual organs are internal. And think of it, receiving someone at your home has more implications than seeing them at theirs. So there's a trust thing about that. And since her pleasure is not guaranteed, and her absence of pain is not guaranteed, she has to entrust you with being inside of her. So for these reasons, the choice of a partner is a very meaningful one that has a strong impact, with pain, pleasure, and the symbolic of it. The amount of trust will vary from person to person. Some women are very self-reliant. The matter of trust is still there, though. Just it has changed hands. She trusts herself to bring herself to pleasure, whatever her partner does. But for committed relationships, trust is a strong matter for relationship and for sexuality. Because building that trust will permeate your sexual life. So there are 3 domains where you should build trust, and that builds with time, with patience. The first is patience during the whole relationship. You should move at the pace of the slowest of the 2, because you need to trust the other for that level of intimacy, of commitment. The second is what we call foreplay, with all the sensuality that you exchange before penetration. My advice is taking a long, long time for those, especially at the beginning of relationships. With my girlfriends, the first time I wait until she asks several times for me to penetrate before I do it. And I still verify that she's actually really ready. The amount of time is 20 to 45 minutes of playing together and sensually exchanging together before penetration is possible. The third one is patience during intercourse itself. if you can refrain yourself for some time, if you can slow down your pace and enjoy the ride, enjoy the very tiny sensations that you feel with each move, that will make things better for yourself and better for her. And trust will also build with your efforts to make sure that pleasure is reciprocal. The principles of sexuality are always the same: learn, listen, and care. If you have any questions or comments about all that, please let me know. That was Matthew, and you're becoming Orgasm Lovers.